Hello everybody, Acre of Love Homestead here. We're gonna do our third vlog this time. This time it's going to be about what animals are good for the homestead. So number one, we have chickens, duck, quail, turkeys. They are all dual purpose. You can get meat and you can get eggs out of them. Even some people, they will do with the turkey feathers, they'll make different things with the turkey feathers also. Some people will take, the chicken feathers and they'll plug the feathers and put them in pillows. That's another thing you can do. But yep, they're dual purpose, so it's really good to keep, a different variety, I think, so that way you don't get tired of eating the same thing, is what I mean. Number two is goats. They are also dual purpose. You can get milk and meat out of them. Some people will tan their hides and make stuff out of their hides also. They can also use them as natural lawnmowers, to trim your grass, any weeds, branches, stuff like that. You can use them for that too. Goat's milk is really good and healthy for you, and a lot of people they make cheeses and butter and stuff like that out of their goat's milk. I had goats. Unfortunately, I got rid of all my goats. I had raised goats for so long. It was just, it was becoming over and over repetitive, over and over. And I get it. That's what homesteading is about. But I needed to downsize for a while. Eventually, I think I will get just one male and one female, or just one milking female. I would be fine with that. But yeah, goats are another good one. Number three, I have cows. Cows are also dual purpose. You can get milk and also meat out of them. A lot of people will keep their hide and they'll make stuff out of their hide also. So you can get butter out of cow's milk. You can make cheese. The list goes on and on and on and on. We had a cow for a little brief time. I didn't end up sending her to the butcher because it was just going to be too much here where I live for me to pay for that. So I had traded her for a horse actually. But yep, cows are really good. That's where you get your hamburger meat and your steak and all of that good stuff. They also have tallow. The beef tallow is really good to make different things out of also. Number four, now I don't have any experience with number four. I would like to have some experience with number four, but I don't. So number four is aquaponics. A lot of people will grow their own fish in these aquaponics. You can also grow your vegetables in the aquaponics also. Like I say, I don't have any experience with that. I would like to, maybe one day, not quite sure. If it adds on more work for me to do, I'm not really sure I want to do it right now. If you have your own pond, maybe you could grow your own fish in your own pond, like catfish, and stuff like that. I know they say you can eat koi. I've never ate koi, but I've heard that you can eat koi fish too. But that's another one that you can grow. And, that one's kind of dual purpose too, because like I said, you can grow your vegetables in there also as your fish. Number five, I have as rabbits. Rabbits have many purposes. So meats, hides, you can make stuff out of their hides. You can use their manure for your garden, stuff like that. I see a lot of people, they will make the bonnets, and they'll use the little, they'll make the little ball that goes on top out of rabbit hide. So rabbits are a good one, and they grow very quickly. So that's a lot of meat that you're going to be producing, for your freezers. Number six, I have pigs. There's different breeds of pigs, so if you're going to get, do your research on the pigs, because, they're slower growing, like the Cooney Coon. The American Guinea Hog, that's a fairly good one. Then you got the Hampshires, the Blue Butts. Just do your research on which one you want to butcher, or to have on your homestead for, freezer camp or whatnot. Because different ones grow faster than others, and like the Cooney Coons, they take a little bit of time. They're more grass pasture, animals. So you get quite a bit of meat out of those pigs. So just make sure you do your research on which pig that you would like to raise. Number seven, I have, let's go back to the pig one. So pigs are also good for like tilling up areas. Like if, let's say you buy land, you need to get rid of a bunch of bushes and old stuff like that that's in there. those pigs are going to go in there and they're going to till all that up and eat all of that down, kind of like a goat would, I guess. So number seven is bees. I have honey, wax, and pollen. You know, bees, they contribute a lot to your garden, you know, and to the world in general. So if you have bees on your property, that's a good thing. Just make sure you're not allergic, and if you are, go to your doctor, get an EpiPen, you know, whatever you need for that. Like I have bees. I have one hive only. I started, you know, last year I got a lot of swarms. They didn't stick around. You know, I was still kind of new at learning how to do this stuff. And I'm still new at learning how to do this stuff, don't get me wrong. Yesterday I checked so today is actually Sunday, so Saturday I checked my hive, and they're doing really good. I think by the fall we'll end up being able to get, you know, at least a couple of frames of honey, because you have to leave some for them to make it through the winter. So, you know, and you can also, you know, you can sell your honey, you can sell your wax, the pollen, you know, there's a certain way to collect the pollen from them. But, you know, like I say, just if you want to go that route, you can. In certain places, like here in Texas, if you have, you know, I think it's 10 acres, you can put six hives on your acreage and you can become ag exempt. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I only have 1 acre. But a lot of people will do that because they don't want to put livestock on their property. But you do have to show, even though, you know, you do have to show that you're maintaining them, that you are, you know, making profit from them, you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, kind of look into that. Maybe y'all's is less wherever y'all live. I'm not real sure, but I know ours is 6 hives per 10 acres. That's a really good source to have because, you know, the bees are going to pollinate your garden. So it's a win-win situation. Number 9, so I have number 8, I have a worm farm. I don't have a worm farm. I think that would be really cool. You know, you can get these 5-gallon buckets and grow like these earthworms in there, or like the mealworms in there. They have a new one called the larvae something. I don't remember what it is. But I think it's grub worm. I think it's the grub worms. I think no, it's not grub worms. I don't remember exactly what they're called. But yeah, if you can grow your own worms, you can, it's dual purpose also. You can give it to your garden, you can give it to your chickens for snacks, you know, and stuff like that. More protein for your chickens helps lay more eggs. So that might be another one. Number 9, we have sheep. They are also dual purpose. They are milk, they're meat, and they're wool. Like if you get the ones that are, you know, have the wool, you're able to shear them and, you know, make stuff out of their wool also. A lot of people, you know, who live wherever make, you know, jackets and clothing out of the wool, which is really cool. And sheep, you know, they'll eat your, you know, like you have, kind of like the same with goats. If you have something that needs to be taken down quickly, the sheep are going to do it too. So I've never grown sheep. I would like to, just to try and see if I like it better than goats. A lot of people like it better than goats. Say the milk tastes better than, you know, goat's milk. So I'm not really sure. We'd have to try it and find out. And last but not least, guys, I think every homestead should have a Livestock Guardian dog. Especially if you have, you know, goats or cows or, you know, even a donkey. They're your livestock guardians. Especially, you know, if you got quite a bit of land and it's not, you know, kind of fenced in with a barbed wire, you know, whatever. I mean, a coyote can jump a 6-foot fence. They don't care. But I would think that you'd need a couple Livestock Guardian dogs. You know, the Great Pyrenees is a good one. Anatolian Shepherd is another one. I typically don't have a Livestock Guardian dog. We have our lazy pit bull, who doesn't really do much but lay around. So, but he's older. He's probably about, 8 years old now. So eventually I will have me a Livestock Guardian dog, just for the fact that we get, you know, raccoons. Every now and then there's like a bobcat that'll come through. We do get coyotes that walk up and down our road. But I would eventually like to have a Livestock Guardian dog. It comes in handy, especially, you know, if you got them big coyotes, and if you got 2 or 3, you know, Anatolian Shepherds, those things get huge. They will definitely get rid of those coyotes. At least for, you know, the meantime. But I think that's what we got for today, guys. We went through our list of 10. And I hope that y'all are watching these and you're enjoying these. And, you know, for all the new people that are starting their own homestead, I hope y'all, you know, watch these and kind of just get an idea. Everybody has their own ideas of what they want to grow in their homestead or what they want to raise on their homestead. And if y'all have any other ideas, you're more than welcome to put them down in the comments below. I will definitely read them and reply back. And, you know, I hope y'all have a good week this week and stay safe, guys. Bye. Ouch. Well, that didn't.